1,200 kilometers from the eastern Ghats of the Indian mainland in the Bay of Bengal, is the archipelago of Andaman and Nicobar. 319 islands are home to 5 Aboriginal tribes. A rich ecological diversity marks these islands, a large part of it endemic. In the southern end, there are 22 islands in the Nicobar archipelago, of which only 9 are inhabited. The world came to first know about these islands through travelogues written by ancient mariners like Ptolemy, Buzurg Shahryar and Arab travelers who used the sea route adjoining these islands. These islands were differently named by outsiders in different periods. Interestingly, all such names show a common concept of nakedness. In 1050 AD, Nicobar was referred as Nakavaram, land of naked people, in a Tanjore inscription. Car Nicobar is the northernmost of the group of islands. The native name of Car Nicobar is Poo, but it was named by the Chaurids as Sumalo. It is 16 hours away by ship from Port Blair. A rusty old steamer named Sentinel carries passengers and cargo to Car Nicobar. There is no harbour in Car Nicobar, only 2 landing places, one on the eastern side of the island at Malacca and the other on the western coast at Sawai Bay near Moose Village. The topography of Car Nicobar is flat and almost plain, with small elevations in the interior and northern parts. The island is roughly of oval shape with a crescent-shaped formation leading towards the extreme north end and has an area of around 50 square miles. The island consists of 15 villages along with an IAF airbase and the headquarters area where the government offices, banks, hospitals and other establishments are situated in a cluster. All the villages are connected by a road that runs along the circumference of the island. There is no river on the island, but in the southern side, near the Kimius village, there is a creek going inwards filled with fresh water. It is called Kimius Bay. Due to geographical reasons, all the 15 villages on the island are situated near a coastal bay. All villages have lateral boundaries, also known as kiono, from sea to jungle. But there are no physical borders. However, other methods like plot names and crude ways of marking the plantations and fixing some plants to demarcate property or marking the coconut tree are used to identify separate properties. Of the villages, Kakana and Kimius face the southeast coast. Arong is in the western coast, while T-Top and Sawai are on the north coast, and the rest, Kinmai, Small Lapathi, Big Lapathi, also known as Jayanti, Tapoiming, Chukchucha, Kinyuka, Tamalu, Perka and Malacca are placed respectively from north to south on the east coast of the island. The village space from sea to jungle is called Alpanam and refers to the area in which the communal hut is situated. It is always by the coast. Therefore, Alpanam signifies both sea coast and the communal hut. The residential area is called Tuhet and lies after the Alpanam away from the sea. The area beyond the Tuhet is the horticultural area and is known as Tulong. The area after Tulong covers all other interior areas and is called the Tawat. This is common to all villages. The Nicobaris are of Mongoloid descent. Scholars believe that they migrated to these islands from Southeast Asia and settled here a long time ago. The accounts of the Greek scholar Ptolemy reveal that they were already settled here in the 2nd century AD. It was almost 15 centuries later that they experienced the first outside influences. In the island of Car Nicobar, the northernmost of the group of inhabited islands, lives the first of these groups. The Car Nicobaris believe that they descend from a man who migrated to the island with a female dog with whom he mated and begot a son. The son hid his mother in a petticoat of coconut leaves, murdered his father, and took the dog for his wife. The Nicobaris believe they are the progeny of this couple. Originally, the Nicobaris called themselves Tokasato, or those who wear a tiny loincloth. The loincloth has a protruding tail resembling that of their mythical mother. Their ceremonial headgear, the kamili, has 2 horns to mark the ears. The traditional dress of the women is the nagong, the petticoat that first hid their mother in their folklore. The dress culture of the Nicobaris has undergone drastic changes from the past. Today, the dress of the Nicobaris tribe resembles the mainland. The men don Western attire and the women wear sarongs that they call hila and blouses called inyat. Car Nicobar received little attention from the outside world for many centuries. In the 17th century, Jesuit priests tried to evangelize the people, but the climate and the lack of amenities didn't allow them to succeed. There were repeated attempts from many other such proselytizers, but all such efforts were defeated. The community was baptized into the Christian faith under the Anglican Church by Bishop John Richardson. A majority of them are now Christians, while a small percentage of people adopted the Islamic faith. In 1952, Bishop Richardson was nominated to represent the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Indian Parliament. He could make a great impression not only on the minds of the Nicobaris, but also on the minds of the diocese church in Britain during his visit there in the 1950s. There are 10 churches in Car Nicobar. All of them have been built by the people themselves without any financial aid from outside. With greater interaction with the mainland, Hinduism has also found inroads and religious diversity is increasing even within the same family. The Nicobaris language belongs to the Moyen Khmer subfamily of the Austro-Asiatic language family of India. The Nicobaris language is spread in different islands, and Car Nicobaris is the major dialect with dominant speaker strength and acts as a lingua franca of other dialects of Nicobaris. The Nicobaris language follows the Roman script, and the New Testament of the Bible has been translated into Nicobaris. The Nicobarese language has strong oral traditions and a rich repertoire of folklore. The Nicobarese live in small huts built on stilts 6 feet above the ground with a ladder to give access. The ventilation arrangement is made at the bottom of the house. Coconut and betel nut trees are found in plenty and are the main wealth of the island. Every family has a number of pigs, a large herd being counted as a sign of prosperity. Infants are well taken care of, as is the case with the old. A child is named immediately after birth by the father. An additional name is given as a mark of favor by a friend. There is a feast on the occasion of naming a child and a ceremony before it, directly bearing on scaring away evil spirits. Among the Christian Nicobarese, the child is baptized according to the Christian tradition. Akika is the naming ceremony. Circumcision and shaving hair are the other functions performed as part of the naming ceremony. Generally, the Nicobarese do not keep any pet names. The father's name functions as a surname for the males and for the females up to marriage. Earlier, they would use native names, and such native names reflected their traditional belief system and their approach towards naming. For them, any word or sentence in their language may become a name. Festive occasions like the naming call for merrymaking. Both male and female Nicobarese dance during festive occasions. A large group of girls or ladies form a great horseshoe round, stamping and shuffling upon the ground between a series of chants and moving round very slowly in a pattern that changes after each chant. The girls are dressed in sarongs and white bodices and wear handmade headgear. When resources permit, the Nicobarese get together to pursue their favorite sports. Boat racing is a popular sport held in a spirit of bonhomie. Men row out their canoes to the sea, while women and children cheer them on. On the beach, cigars and drinks await the participants. Wrestling, similarly, is a pretty non-competitive sport on the islands. 2 or 3 villages gather together with great rejoicing and feasting during such events. Nowadays, girls play volleyball with tremendous enthusiasm, although football is actually the main game for the Nicobaris, having been introduced there in 1912 by John Richardson. Traditional Nicobaris huts are sourced entirely from the island's indigenous produce. The Nicobaris huts are like large beehives thickly thatched with afo grass. The houses are built on poles with metal guards to keep out the rats, and the single sleeping room is accessed by a narrow bamboo ladder. The central space of the house is boarded, and on either side of the floor is finely pleated cane, which provides ventilation. There are no windows, and the cooking is done on the ground underneath. The space between the bamboos allows for a natural drainage system. The raised huts allow for a roofed communal space, which becomes the center of everyday activity. These beehive huts are rare these days, and the architectural pattern has taken different shapes. Of course, new influences have meant that the complicated sphere be compromised for a ventilated rectangular hut. Many have started opting for modern materials too. Concrete is finding its way to the remote islands of Nicobar.
You see, the hut means they are very raw material. Balis from jungle, cardo, you have got, make a hut, it will complete within 1 month or within 15 days. But how long it will last? Yeah, that is a question. It may last for this monsoon to up next monsoon. You have to again change complete leaf. This coconut thatch, these are different than thatch grass. The coconut leaf we are used to put. So because of this, now people have started understanding that at least we must have one house which will be semi-pakka, if not fully RCC building. So this change is coming.
To local songs accompanied by the guitar, the ladies grate massive amounts of coconut. The fruit and its tree is a primary source of economic activity in the islands. The grated coconut will be roasted over hot coals before the oil is extracted from it. The roasted coconut is traditionally put in coconut leaves before it is pressed. A thin muslin cloth has replaced the leaf today. The pressing of the oil is locally called karantavi. After placing a large utensil for its collection under the crude but effective press, the ladies and the children sit on the arm of the stone press. Thick, pure coconut oil oozes into the container. Coconut is a major produce from the islands. Equally important is copra. Copra is made by drying the coconuts over a fire. First, the husk is separated from the coconut, which is then cracked into two halves. Funnily, the coconut water is lost in this process. Today, coconut water is an expensive and prized beverage in the West. Perhaps a change of process is needed in this technique to start collecting the coconut water. Coconut halves are carefully placed over a rack to allow even heat. Under the rack, dry coconut shells burn, providing the heat for the drying. Large coconut leaves cover the coconuts on the rack, and the coconuts are smoked for several hours till the copra is ready for use. The copra will be used to extract oil, and the byproduct provide fodder for the cattle. Little did we know how well and how exhaustively the coconut is used as a resource. Coconut and betel nut trees are the main wealth of the island. The entire trade of the island is now managed by Nicobar Trading Company, a private firm in which half the shares belong to the Nicobarese people and the remaining to the Jadwet Trading Company. Traditionally, Nicobaris were self-sufficient in managing their subsistence economy by utilizing the readily available resources. They consume wild tubers and coconut. Occasionally, meat and fish are also consumed. Traditional economy was based on barter system. They had no concept of money. Coconuts, areca nut, bird's nest and tortoise shell were traded earlier. Nowadays, they are raising vegetables and poultry. Rice consumption has become popular, but there is no rice production on the island. fishing on the island was traditionally done through crude harpoons. Today, motorboats and modern fishing equipment have made inroads. Coconut is both a source of income and recreation in the islands. Toddy from the coconut trees is their traditional drink, and beedies are also prepared from coconut leaf. Toddy is traditionally drunk in emptied coconut shells. Unlike the earlier days, plastic bottles are tied to collect toddy from the tree. It is fermented before it gains any considerable alcohol content. Its use in festivals is profuse, especially during the big festival locally called the Kana Haun. Ritual music is traditionally sung at the festival. Traditionally, wild pigs were caught from within the jungles and caged. On the day of the fight, strong men from various villages would fight and overpower the pigs. Nowadays, times have changed, and only the symbolism remains. Bravery and valor need not be demonstrated. To avoid any major injuries, one of the legs of the pig is tied with a rope, so that on release from its cage, it cannot get far. Earlier, the man who fought the biggest and most ferocious pig was declared the hero. Today, the already partially bound pig is surrounded by several men and simply overpowered and killed. The dead pig is handed over to friends and families as gift. Pig fighting was traditionally seen as a display of masculine prowess, but today, people play safe. For the big festival, preparations start well in advance. A procession of pigs is accompanied by the villagers singing loud songs in praise of the animal. The pig is taken to each family, and it is customary to offer toddy. Wrestling is one of the most popular traditional sports of the island, and it has special place during Nicobarese festivals. Kiri, or wrestling among the Nicobarese, is simple and is played mostly for enjoyment rather than as a competitive sport. The contestant who first manages to get the sand on the other's back wins the game, while the villagers cheer on.
Panu ke mana? Mana syukran? Mana syukran mana?
Boat racing is one of the traditional sports of the island. Both inter and intra-village races are arranged. The cheers carry over the water when the villagers race canoes. Men in their traditional clothes sing as they race their canoes in a festive mood. Usually, feasting is accompanied by liberal serving of pork. Pigs form an important part of Nicobari social life. Pig herding is seen as a marker of social status. Pigs are specially taken care of by individuals as it is their prime duty to feed the pig before they eat. Pig herding is generally found in the interior areas called tawa, and it also prevails in tuhet areas. Pandanus or kiori is the other delicacy that Nicobarese tribals love. The pandanus is consumed in the form of a halwa. The preparation is painstaking and several women get together for the process. The fruit consists of several wedge-shaped cones, whose edges are chopped off before they are boiled in large containers. When done, the flesh is scraped off with oyster shells and shaped into huge balls through which a special string is passed several times to remove the fibers. It's a sweet paste that is preserved in special leaves to retain its distinct flavors. The leaves of the pandanus are used extensively in mat weaving and are a part of Nicobari's economic activity. Baskets called kovoku and tokaipo are woven out of tender cane, called rahi. The weaving is done collectively. The Nicobarese family structure facilitates these labor-consuming efforts. The Nicobarese live in large joint families called tuhets, commanded by a single head called the Ma Kuo Tuhet. The tuhet is the most important functional unit of Nicobari society. The Nicobaris do not own anything individually. All ownership belongs collectively to the tuhet. All individuals in Nicobari society are traditionally associated and referred to by the name of their tuhet. Several tuhets comprise a village, and each tuhet is exogamous in nature. The society is patriarchal, even though women enjoy considerable respect and rights. Many tuhets have women heads. They also have a say in the governance of the village. Each village has its own headman, who is known as captain. This is generally a hereditary post. If the headman proves to be inefficient, then a new one is selected by popular vote. The headman has an assistant headman. and 3 or 4 other members to help him. These 5 or 6 members are responsible for the management of the village. The two-head lends itself well to the self-governing structure of Nicobarese village. The village council is a fine epitome of grassroots democratic governance. Each two-head sends its head to the village council, and the council collectively votes for its president and captains. These look after the welfare of the village with little interference from outside. It is a highly evolved cooperative system that works to preserve the traditions and ecology of Nicobar while striving towards sustainable progress.
Generally, in general body, all the 3 headmen, whoever, first captain, second and third, and ladies also. And sometime we used to request them that each two-head should send their representative, eldest, who is looking after the two-head. That means everybody's are coming inside. At the same time, student also, whether they have completed their education, graduate, completed and all, they are also been invited. And above 15 to 18 years age of girls and boys also, because they understand. So we are interested to see that they also, we should allow them also to listen what we are talking. And if they want to say something, we are used to listen to them also.
Today, the Nicobaris tread a fine line between their old traditions and new beliefs. Though going to church is a weekly ritual, the festivals are predominantly based on nature worship. Traditional knowledge systems help in maintaining an intricate balance between the old and new. Knowledge of local herbs helps in treating many ailments. Though modern education is gradually finding its way in Nicobari society, they are an interesting medley of the old and the new. The Nicobaris have embraced the modern ideals of development with remarkable alacrity, 1,200 kilometers away from the mainland of India.